Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya wad din wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
I already give my salam to the first group, I mean my teammates, and then also I give salam to Brother Zuhairi. I thought there's going to be other people coming in, but yeah lah, so I think got technical issue whatsoever, but yeah, for the benefit of the recording, yeah, salam to all. So Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for joining us yet again this afternoon to Brother Zuhairi. Inshallah, our sharing today by me and Brother Ashraf, you will gain some insights. It's a sharing session with regards to the new norm. Okay, that's our third Ramadan series that we are having, the last one, because next week is already Shawwal. Okay, so just wanna, I believe you are quite accustomed to, the way that we conduct this session. So if there's any queries, anything that any points or any issues that you think you wanna talk about or clarify, you can always put it in the chat. And then if let's say myself and Brother Ashraf, we were to be asking some response from you guys, then also that you can participate lah, huh? So yeah, that's how we go about doing it from the beginning. Yeah, so it's going to continue. So today, basically, our segment, me and Ashraf, we're going to be talking about, Brother Ashraf is going to be covering first. He's going to be talking about the new norm. So what's next? So he's going to be talking about the realities, what's happening now, basically what remains versus what would change. Okay, so I mean, if for thinking we miss how we go about doing things the old way, so he's going to say something about that, all right, and let us give us more insights on that. And for the second part, for myself, I'll be touching more on basically the hikmah of this pandemic ni lah in Malay. So the blessings of the pandemic, actually, the lots of blessings in disguise, subhanallah, mashallah. Okay, so as much as we want to say that yeah, you gotta listen to us lah. So we inshallah we'll be finishing in about an hour's time. That's going to be like a bit past 3:30, like 3:45, like that. So we'll try to keep to that timing now. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna get the Ashraf to start his sharing. Okay, Ashraf, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Ustazah Suina, for that wonderful introduction. Okay, Assalamualaikum, Brother Zuhairi. Okay, my name is Ashraf. My name is Ashraf. Okay, I'll be talking about the topic on times. Okay, times. All right. So this topic of times, basically, yes, not really a factor on how you manage time, but however on the times that are affecting the crisis and how it's going to be changed, how the change is going to go about. Now, without further ado, I will start. Okay, I will start in relative to our title, which is the new norm and what's next. Now, without further ado, I will start by quoting. The example, a quote from from our Minister of Health, Gan Kim Yong, whereby he mentions that. Okay, maybe I'll just do a quick check with Puan Ain. Puan Ain, can you hear me? Puan Ain?
Ashraf, don't stop, just continue, just carry on. Whoever that comes, they come, and then they have to wait. They cannot hear, they can wait. We have no time for that really. Just proceed, do not stop your momentum. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zaid. Okay, without further ado, I'll again repeat my point on. I'd like to start on the point I mentioned that a quote by our Minister of Health, Gan Kim Yong, whereby he mentioned in one of the articles, he says that let's not expect a big party, and we may be wondering what's the big party here means. Okay? The big party here basically means that it's the lift off of the circuit breaker, whereby the party, it refers to the norm, whereby the norm before the COVID, we expect the norm to be people going out to the office, meet their friends, and have dinner outside. Now that's the norm. Singapore is not only the first country to actually be the one that's going to face the new norm. We have countries, in fact, we have other countries that's being ahead of us. Example, China, and also let's take a look at the much more relevant perspective, or should I say fun perspective, let's take a look at Europe, particularly Germany. Why do I pick Germany? It's because that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are football fans. Okay, a lot of you guys are football fans here. If not, I'll just pick a sport, okay, which is football. Now, last week, the German Bundesliga, which is the German, one of the top German leagues, played their first ever match. Particularly, it's Borussia Dortmund against one of the teams known as Schalke. Now, the norm here is that before COVID, we expect spectators to be watching. Am I right? If you agree, just do a reaction, say thumbs up. Now that's for okay. Thank you so much for the participation. Okay, that's the new norm. I'm sorry, apologies. That's the norm whereby you have spectators coming in. However, if you watch the match last week, if you managed to catch the match last week, there's match being played, 11 versus 11. There's referees, but however, there's no spectators, and what's the difference here? The difference here is that when a player scores a goal, they run to the side of the pitch, and they'll be celebrating. And they're celebrating with the fans when it comes to the norm. However, the new norm now, when they run to the side of the pitch, they will celebrate, but however, they will celebrate only with the players around them, and no chanting of spectators. Now, let's take this example of the celebrating of goals, and I'd like to take this example of celebrating of goals and split it into. I'd like to further elaborate into two main points in which I'm going to be further elaborating on what would change and what would remain. I'm going to share screen. I'm going to do a whiteboard for you. Okay, everyone can see my whiteboard. If you can see my whiteboard, please do a thumbs up. Okay, good. Right, so I'll be covering two topics. What would remain? And what would change? Now, what would remain and what would change? Now I'm gonna talk about what would change. What would remain first, and I identify a few, and I've identified a total of 5 points that I'll be covering. First point now is being what would change. What would remain? It will be the physical distancing as well as wearing a face mask. See, when you go out, okay, what would remain? Okay, definitely when you go out in this current context, we definitely have to wear our face mask in Singapore. Okay, in Singapore. And definitely when you go out, let's say we enter our buildings or offices, okay, eventually when the circuit breaker didn't lift off, definitely there's still be the norm whereby temperature scanning will take place, and also the normal check-ins whereby you need to scan your QR code and you do a check-in. Now that's for my first one. It's relatively very easy. Now for my second point, will be very I would say quite a topic I will mention. Okay, it will be social anxiety. Now in social anxiety, now I'm going to split into the pre-COVID as well as the post-COVID. Now, social anxiety, pre-COVID, we all have technically have trust, have certain level of trust when we travel pre-COVID. That means we are free to travel anywhere, anytime, without any restrictions. Now, what happens to post-COVID? When it comes to post-COVID, definitely we all have the level of trust suddenly begins to drain down. Why do I say so? It's because that suddenly we'll think twice about when we want to travel to this place, we suddenly think, hey, I need to travel to this place. Then, however, I need to do this and do that. I need to wear face masks. Then I need to temperature screening, and that will be a hassle for you. And therefore, you think twice about that. And being that, you have to then along the way, we still have to maintain the social distancing of 1 meter apart. All these all these come into factors, and all these factors come into play. And that's why I would say that social level of trust is being dampened. Now, I'd like to quote you an example whereby I would say, because of this, people known as the COVIDians, okay, in Singapore we call this, we term this COVIDians, okay. Quote you an example whereby there's this incident when the bubble tea is being banned, right? When government say that bubble tea is not being essential service, okay, that's where the people start to take the opportunity before it's being closed down. They have to decide to go gather around just to do one last I would say redemption, or one last kopi, they call it, okay, last kopi, to eventually buy the bubble tea. Now that's one example I can give you. The next point, I'll be talking about frugality. Now this frugality seems very cheap to Mr. Zuhairi, but however I like to translate to you. Frugality means berjimat. Okay, berjimat. Now pre-COVID, we all go to our office, we all dine out, we go out, spend our time with our friends. Some of us who are non-Muslim will go drink. Okay, some of us here have gym memberships to spend on and to keep fit. That's for pre-COVID. Now post-COVID, we realize that we are working from home. Okay, technically we can chill at any time and anytime, anywhere at our home. And however, you'll be feeling more contented, and you realize that I don't really need to go out and buy food. I can cook my own food. Then after that, when I want to stay fit, I can do a home workout at home rather than spending my gym membership. With all these factors, I would say that isn't it a good thing? Because why? You don't actually you don't need to spend, you save on your expenditure, you save on your transportation, and you save on your membership. And the thing is, you get to save much more. Right? That's the part on berjimat. Last point on what will remain, I would say that this is more of a global scale. I would say I'm going to talk about the remote working. Okay, remote working. Now after this COVID, okay, we're gonna expect that working from home will be a norm. What do I say? So I'm gonna quote two examples coming from the tech giants, namely Facebook and Google. An article mentioned that Facebook and Google, they mentioned that they let their employees to work from home till the end of the year. Now, if you think that this is a wild thing, wait till you hear this. Twitter, they let their employees to work from home forever. Yep, I repeat again, forever. Yep. Now that's the new norm. Imagine working from home, you don't need to go to your work and work from home forever. Wow, and still get paid. Now that's all my point for working. What would remain? Now I'd like to go to my next point. What would change? First point I would like to cover is the new rules in the office. So for those essential services that once after the circuit breaker is being lifted off, okay, definitely there will be new rules in the office or should I say workspaces, okay, whereby businesses that allow their employees to telecommute or go to workspaces when they're even at work, definitely there will be some measures to take note of. For example, sanitizing your hands thoroughly. Some more we have the daily checkups. Of course, these are the points that are already repeating from the what will remain. Next, I would like to go down I would like to dive a bit more on the change on the healthcare shift. Currently there's this thing called the telemedicine. What is telemedicine? Whereby it's a change or initiative whereby you eliminate the presence of a physical doctor. That means basically you eliminate the physical presence. I'm just talking about that means you don't need to go to a doctor to actually get a medicine. But however, this telemedicine, how it works is basically you have a virtual conference with a doctor, in which by you need to book an appointment. So it's not face to face. So once the consultation is done with the doctor, okay, they then deliver the medicine as well as the medical leave to you at your doorstep. Now that's one. Secondly, there's this thing called the digital stethoscopes as well as ECG. All these are digitalized, in which they shift the attention to the patient itself. That means the patient can actually DIY, do it yourself kind of things. Now, this actually brings a message about even those in the essential service, however, that means they are like the main core of the service. Even them, they are even trying to eliminate or should I say even trying to find ways on how to minimize the use of manpower. My next point will be much more of a setup to the next speaker, which is Ustaz Surina. Now I'll be covering on the sub point of human interactions. Now I'd like to touch on the topic of on the point of age of technology. Now in pre-COVID, age of technology, definitely we have all our phones. I'd like to take an example on whereby now when you see in the table, when you have your family interactions or your friend or your dinner with your friends, I'm pretty sure you can agree with me that let's say we are sitting at a table of four, we have four friends. I'm pretty sure that when one of us takes out a phone, then eventually one of them will be encouraged to take out another phone, and eventually the rest will take out their phone and start messaging and start playing with the phone. Now where's the human interaction there? So now with this COVID, I should say that now I should say orang baru nak kelang kabut. How about after this circuit breaker ban, then we can meet each other straight. Okay, they are suddenly like from, I would say, not wanting to meet your friends, becoming a urgent need to suddenly meet your friends and have this kind of interaction. So I should say that this point of having the need, or should I say you realize the luxury of meeting a friend, or meeting a friend face to face, because why? There's lack of interaction there, and you feel like the lack of interaction is suddenly being is suddenly being a luxury that you don't find this during these pressing times. Okay, which will probably be covered more on and touched more on by the next speaker. Now I'm going to my last point, whereby the point is digitalizing everything. Now, the good part about this COVID, I should say, is environmentally, the environment, I would say, is getting more friendlier, and it's getting, I would say it will take a recovery, it would be a recovery stage. I'm pretty sure, because why? Less people are commuting, meaning that in the city areas especially, or should I say the urban areas, I should say the skies are much more clearer. And pre-COVID, cities are busy, and it's definitely not much, and it's definitely not sustainable for the economy, or should I say the world out there, if you're talking about it being more greener. Now with that we have digital solutions coming out. Let's say work from home, and those who are in school, we have home-based learning in Singapore. I'm not sure about Malaysia, but in Singapore we have in order for schools to be carried out, we have home-based learning. But of course, with all this digitalization taking place, definitely there's some industries that we cannot digitalize. I like to quote for a very mini example. Let's say you teach swimming. Okay, definitely you need a swimming pool to teach a kid swimming. Am I right? Yep. Can't seem to find a way whereby, or maybe technology is not up to date yet, whereby you cannot teach where the water cannot be digitalized. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? So it makes much more sensible for digitalization to take place whenever there's this kind of pandemic takes place, because why? It's much more efficient, and it makes the thing it makes more efficient, because in terms of time as well as human resources. Example I can quote again, it's telemedicine as well as digital healthcare. Of course, as of now, it's not being economies of scale yet. Okay, but sooner or later, I would say that, well, not an economist, disclaimer. I should say that in terms of economies of scale, definitely in the future they will adopt this kind of method in terms of bringing the best out of digitalization. Now I come to the end of my presentation. I would now like to hand over the mic to Ustazah Surina, who will speak about her point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashraf. Well, Ashraf, actually, you gave a very, you give the points and also the examples, very detailed on how really this, COVID-19, what is going to be, it's now the new norm, and how it's going to be seen and acted upon starting from now, right? So thank you very much, Ashraf, for that. So I'm going to be continuing with my session. I hope to be talking about maybe 20 minutes lah, but maybe I really hope lah, because sometimes also I can get carried away, but yeah, don't worry, I got my watch here. So for my segment, I'm going to be talking about where just now Ashraf talks about, he mentioned about how now the earth is kind of like better, in a sense that it's healthier, okay, because there's less pollution, there's less human activities lah. Okay, so I think it's a recruitment this it is true. So not only the earth. So when we talk about, I mean, as Muslims, we believe that actually earth is made for us lah, right? Allah created earth and all, or whatever, all that there are, even the stars, the moon, the sun, all is actually for us. So for my segment, I'm going to be talking about the blessings behind this pandemic. Okay, so how we are always like makhluk, and whether do we count our blessings? So actually, this pandemic, there are really blessings for those who reflect upon it lah. So I just want to open this topic with just asking you guys whether throughout this pandemic up till now, have you been like complaining, lamenting, or actually have you been like, actually Alhamdulillah, actually not, there's another blessing, that kind. So I just want to ask you guys to just ponder, because I mean your answers could be different lah. There's no wrong or right answer. Okay, anyway, but maybe if I were able to share lah after your pondering, so maybe you want to take some time to ponder, and maybe I would like, maybe if you want to share, I would encourage for you to show some response lah. So this pandemic, whatever that has happened from pre and then now happening up till now, so have you been mostly like I say, like lamenting, complaining, mengeluh kan, Melayu cakap mengeluh, ataupun actually you actually bersyukur lah, you bersyukur that this happened, that this happened because of COVID-19, this happened because of the pandemic. So what anybody wants to share up till this point in time? Ada.
Maybe I'll share my my thoughts. Okay, I'll definitely say with all these pressing times, given that I'm single, okay, I don't.
Ashraf, very fast. Sorry, dear. 10 seconds only.
Oh,
cepat.
Okay, I will choose the letter.
Very fast. Your sharing is very fast.
I'll choose the letter. Yeah,
so,
I'll choose the letter. Yeah, I'm not really.
That means you rasa there's actually you bersyukur that there is a pandemic that happened. There's certain things that you see. Okay,
not that I want it. Not that I want it, but yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants. Nobody wants it. What about Zuhairi? Where is Zuhairi? What about you? Have you been able?
Basically, I'm actually kind of happy because I'm a teacher. I have to go to school. So bila this thing happen, I don't have to go to school. But when the government announced want to start open up some sector, that is the part I start complaining lah.
Exam.
So that's the time. I not say complain, I mengeluh sikit lah. Sebab dah rasa malas nak pergi sekolah. That's it.
Okay. So thank you very much for it seems like there's a new habit that kicks in, right? Yeah, that because we are already at home 24/7, if really you got your stuff delivered to you kan, and then it's really like you get used to the new norm already. So I believe actually Puan Wahida is also a teacher. She's my sister lah, so I think she also like you, she has been conducting lessons from, giving out the portfolio of the children by meeting the parents all online. But that's work to do lah. But still, she get to no, for her she's early child care. Never mind lah, early child care. So got the frontliners punya anak-anak, so dia akan kena jaga. She's still working, but some days she work from home, a bit different lah from you. But nonetheless, the responsibility is the same lah. Right, it's the same. It's just that now Zuhairi is just saying I will be touching upon that. Okay, in my one of the points that I'll be raising. Okay, so first things first, a reset in this pandemic. Reset in this pandemic times. Actually, what do we get to reset? We get to reset our way of life. It's like a reset button kena press gitu tau. Okay, because things that we never buat or never done before, or buat like very jarang or never want to start to do, you got to do already. Okay, and then certain things which actually we have been wayward. That means we have not been doing it right. We have not doing it enough. We are doing it. Okay, so that's what happened. That is what I mean by a reset. That's like a reset button there. So there's a reset in our way of life, in our attitude. Like we don't like change, but we don't. We be sore, we be unhappy, and we be negative, and we be stressed. Yeah, so we need change mindset and all that, and we need to change habit as well. So we used to have certain habits, certain things that we do without thinking. Habits are, they are habitual, right? We do without many thoughts. We just do. But now cannot. A lot of things cannot. So we have to kind of like change old habits and have new habits, adopt new habits. A lot. So for example, I just give you an example. Like now, nak keluar jogging pun, like you last time was can, like at one point in time in Singapore, all the, I think one weekend the East Coast, all there's so many people at the beach, everybody's all doing recreation, so now cannot already. So I think the previous news, or was it yesterday or 2 days ago, some 3 guys were being fined because they went to chill at Pulau Ubin. Okay, so I think there is a habit. It was the norm they did, but now they can't do it and they can't adapt. They can't, seem to want to put a stop and for it now lah. Really kena bayar saman, kena charge in court. Okay, so what are the? I'm just gonna. There's a lot, but I'm just gonna touch on 5 points that actually we really it really changed us a lot lah. Okay, and this is my opinion lah. Okay, this is in my reflection and in my opinion. Firstly, there's an increase in patience for all of us. Okay, so we learn to have more patience. I believe you agree with me. Okay, so with the regulations in Malaysia, they call it lockdown, right? In Singapore, CB, circuit breaker. So physical distancing, and whenever we go out, okay, like we make sure that we do not flout the regulations. We do not want to be fined, and we want to be seen to be socially responsible, to be graceful citizens, right? To be civic, have high level of civic mindedness. So that's what we do. So we abide by the rules and regulations. So whatever that we used to do, all those QQ and macam hasten, everything all kena sabar. When people were queuing up the bubble tea last kopek tu kan pun, they like they still maintain sabar panjang. Berjela-jela pun sabar, because no more bubble tea for some time. So they sabar. So there is increased level of patience that everybody needs to practice and has practiced. And that's what this pandemic does to us. That's the blessing. Stricter, more serious on that note is for those who have the employment or their income source affected by this pandemic, right? So there's, some industries are very badly hit. People get out of jobs, so they have to be patient lah. Okay, no doubt the government in Singapore, I'm pretty sure in Malaysia also I heard of it lah. There's some help, yeah, and globally also, yeah. Each their own countries, like we just talk about our own Singapore, in Singapore. So there's some help rendered, but out of the goodwill, because it's not the fault of the individual, not the company, that that they get out of job and they're going to be stressed. So the government is a responsible government. That's why they're giving out the handouts. I'm not talking about because it's election time. Seriously. So a good government lah. So we have the reserves and give out. So alhamdulillah. Okay, so we thank we are grateful for that. We're grateful. But those who are affected really last time have some. I mean, how much government give also like compensate a bit. It may not be enough. So not like the money that you bring in, right? So you got to be patient. So that's one point. Okay, so this pandemic increase our patience, mengajar kita untuk lebih bersabar. Point number 2, I believe that this pandemic help us sift through between needs and wants. Okay, this has been especially because we are in the financial line, so to speak lah. So we talk a lot about budgeting. We talk a lot about not falling into debts and all that. So one of it is actually trimming and knowing, tracking. So are those your expenditure? Are those your needs or your wants? So in this pandemic, even like bubble tea, that is what is bubble tea? Is it a needs? Of course, it is a wants. That's why it's closed. Also, okay. So KFC is okay, but McD was closed because of the staff issue, right? They got they got infected, some of the staff. But basically, people we learn to live without a lot of actually these they are wants, which we thought they are the needs, our needs. For example, Bazaar Ramadan, isn't it a need? But tak ada Bazaar Ramadan. And then shopping for Raya. Even how many of you actually managed to get baju raya this year? Or tak beli baju raya? Okay, I tak beli baju raya this year. Raise your hands. Siapa yang tak beli baju raya? Raise your hands. Afiq, you bought baju raya? Okay, Ashari tak beli baju raya. Ashraf beli, Afiq tak. Then Zuhairi beli. I just angkat tangan. I don't need you to tak beli. So I know of I heard of my relatives who actually earlier part of the year sell their baju to be tailor-made in Batam or to JB. Oh, you know what happened, right? So tak ada baju raya lah. So so we are in sunnah, we are supposed to be in our best clean and our best dress garment lah kan, celebrating Eid pagi raya tu bila kita solat raya. So tak semestinya lah kita nak kena beli lah kan. So baju yang masih elok, it is still good and they're still new and they're still we can use it. So it's we really like actually tak payah beli baju raya lah setiap tahun kan. So it is proven. So a lot lah. So with regards to like a lot of kuih and all that, now tak ada kuih sangat, kuih pun tak banyak orang jual that kind. So we get to see the hikmah actually during this pandemic that is really just our nafsu, or we are just it's because of social pressure that everybody's having it, so you should be having it. Okay, and then you need to do this to your house, you need to redecorate your house because everybody's decorating. No, right? So no need. So actually don't need. So you that's why you burst your budget during Eid time, right? That's why you burst your budget. So that's why you maybe you need to like even like get a loan or use your credit card, which we frown upon is actually riba lah. So don't need. Okay. So that is the beauty. That's the hikmah that I see. Subhanallah, this maybe you may want to talk about it and you agree with me that perhaps this Ramadan is yet the best Ramadan that we have experienced lah. At least I believe it is, because we get to do a lot of things that previously we weren't able to. Okay, so a lot of things that we see that is actually not our needs but our wants. I just want to touch a bit because if not it's going to be a bit hypocritical lah. So it was the topic that Brother Zaid also touched last time about the new norm, shopping online. So we don't really go out and shops are closed. So how do we get our stuff? We do online shopping, right? So that, well, it comes with a set of challenges, yeah. So yes, so if you're able to, okay, see, it's not so essential, it's not so I don't really need it. Unless you need it, you spend it, it's fine, and if this your budget is fine. But if it's like you don't need it, it's just because of the you just want for retail therapy, you need it, then that's when. So it comes with a set of challenges, yeah. So no doubt there's no physical retail, but there's online. So that's why our brothers was like, we brought it in our talk to remind others not to get trapped, not to fall into the trap of this for your shopping online, because it's so easy, just shuffle your numbers, you don't even need a card, right? So yeah, so that's the thing. I believe that this pandemic helped us to sift through what's our needs and what's our wants. Now the third one, which is I think also very, very important, is this pandemic allows us to really, with regards to our time, allocate it to where it is supposed to. Okay, so it is family first. Okay, my point is family first. So closure of schools, even, and then if you're not frontliner, non-essential service people, then your kids also cannot attend childcare. So you are spending 24/7 with your kids. So there's going to be less me time, more family time, more and more family time, 24/7 with your family, with your loved ones. Don't we last time we kind of like complain kan? We spending less time with our loved ones, how I wish I could spend more time with my kids, with my family, my husband, my wife, my family and my parents, and then now we're having it, okay, within the same household. But of course there's also you miss your siblings. For those who have big families and with siblings, you definitely will miss them lah, okay. Then buka no more iftar and all that, you definitely miss them. But I'm talking here about the basic units. Okay, the basic unit of any institution is actually the family lah, family first. So this time that you had this past 2 months, so personally for me, there were times that I find it's a bit noisy and I really got to run, and when I do there's meetings, I really need to lock the door. Like now I'm locking the door and I can still hear my toddler kind of like sometimes he's crying lah, but now he's silent. So well, it kind of like stress me a bit. Like if let's say I'm outside, I'm doing work and he's at the center being taken care of, You see, you don't really think of it, but now I'm having my kids 24/7. So what better opportunity can there be? Okay, so to engage them, to teach them the values, to spend more time with them, more hugs, more kisses. Can the same household can so yeah, so that's what we're doing. We are doing, and subhanallah, okay, we can be, I mean, it happens because of this hikmah dia, the blessing that we never thought, we never thought, hey, we get to spend more time. Hey, teachers also get to, do HBL, right? But yeah, still like at home and all that. So spend more time at home. Those who always also busy get to do more things at home. That's what we wanted. Allah let us do it. Okay, so so a lot of things that Allah give us, so we should be grateful lah, kan? That's why I said, like, when I was asking, everybody kind of like raise your hand and say that yeah, actually you bersyukur because a lot of good things happen besides this pandemic. Okay, so remember, with regards to family, we know lah, I don't need to highlight to you, but just the hadith that narrated by Aisha, right? The best of you are the best to their families. I am the best to my family. Okay, so that's in Tirmizi 383,895, class Sahih by Albani. Okay, so I mean, you got the chance now lah. So the family, kan? So if you are stressed, yeah, that's norm. Sometimes they can get into my nerves. My kids too are sometimes noisy or whatsoever, or I was nagging at them. Of course, but that is love. So alhamdulillah for the opportunity for us to spend more time with our family. Yeah, subhanallah. Okay, so I have two more. Okay, I'm done with basically patience, increased level of patience, and basically the needs versus wants we get to sift through, and also the families first, which this pandemic allows us to love our family more, really, and then just continuing on that for the family, right? So okay, never mind. I will touch upon with the family as and when, because it's a whole, it's together. So now the fourth point is also important about this pandemic forces us to change our mindset, to have a positive mindset, and then we must be able to think out of the box. Okay, because like this one basically is just reiterating what Brother Ashraf says. Basically, things, we have to come to terms that things may or will never be the same again. I say this because Allah is the Allah is the one lah. Okay, Allah is great, so it's up to Him. So if you say yeah, you will still be back to normal, then back to pre, but most of us understand now that actually things can be done differently. So it's going to change, it's going to be different. Okay, perceptions are all going to be different, so it's going to change. Zaman dah berubah, ni nama dia zaman berubah. Okay, so so we need to be able to reinvent, we need to be able to change. Okay, be very adaptive. Okay, so ride on the new wave. So if we feel that we're missing the old times, it will not come back, like what Brother Ashraf has been saying. So change is key. So that is what basically the hikmah, it forces us. Okay, that it forces us to come to terms to that actually. Dah tak boleh cakap banyak-banyak lagi, dah move on macam itu. Okay, and last but not least, I'm almost coming to, it's the last point lah, but it's a little bit long, this point. This pandemic allows us actually, it creates addition of time. I'm not so sure whether you agree. Some of you may disagree with me, especially those who have been working from home all the while, because they have their time structured already. Okay, but for those who actually work outside of home, and then now you work from home, you find that you actually got plus at least 1.5 hours, commuting time. Right, normally you would have commuting time. So now you just from home, so you have that extra time. So when me and Aisha, we were discussing about the topics that we want to present, so I was also asking him, I said, so do you find this extra time? He said yes. So what have you been doing it well? What have you been doing with it? Did you like use it to do other things or whatsoever? So we were talking about it. So actually there's this addition of time. So what do we do with it? So if we just relax, I think we did that, right? We did that when the CB first started, everybody working from home, whatever little time we have, the commuting time, wah, bestnya, now we don't need to travel, right? So just have to sarung whatsoever, then berus gigi, pakai laluan sikit, then okay, can attend meeting, right? So we save the commuting time. So but now we know that it's already the new norm. So are we just going to waste time? So why not we learn new skills and knowledge, right? Via online. Now I think we are doing that. We're reading and we're learning new knowledge, and we are deepening our whatever knowledge that we do not have last time. I mean, it's all via online because we can't even go to the library anywhere. It's just online. But we should be doing that instead of perhaps doing other activities which I think can be deemed like a waste of time lah. Masya Allah, especially is Ramadan. And Ramadan, we do not do things which we normally do in other months. We do not spend time, doing things like, because with the spare time that we have, we know that we have to, it is very good and we get many pahala and we want that pahala, right? So we will be doing things which are good. So in a way, it's macam creating a habit for us. Okay, creating a habit for us. So we say we don't have time to perhaps like read the Quran or even understand the meaning of the Quran. No time, really no time. We do it during our commuting journey. Sometimes we may be reading and then we may, okay lah, we got the Quran in our phone, right? So we open it and we read it. Yeah, but now we actually also have the time, right? So more a bit these few hours that we have that we used to spend on commuting, we do have it. So make good use of the time that we have. Okay, so we deepen our knowledge. Worldly knowledge. Hidup ni is actually for akhirat. So whatever that knowledge that we learn, why we have to seek knowledge? Because it is very important lah. It's very important in Islam. We are supposed to be seeking knowledge because a lot of verses. Because in our religion lah. So if we don't seek knowledge, how are we going to beramal if we do not know what to amal because we do not have the knowledge. So in the verses in the Quran, a lot of times Allah says like, who are those people who enter paradise? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu wa amilus solihat. Amanu wa amilus solihat. So it's like pair. So you amanu, not enough that you are a believer. You orang beriman, not enough. You also have to do amilus solihat, you buat benda baik. Okay, so buat benda soleh, you do good. So you have to do good. So and then how do we increase our knowledge? How do we do good? We need to increase our knowledge so that we know how to beramal. Okay, so if we already do good, so how do we deepen that knowledge? How do we tingkatkan amalan kita? So subhanallah, the little time, even 1.5 hours a day, so to speak, weekdays pun so yeah, use the time so that we can do this. Inshallah, we will get the barakah. And alhamdulillah lah. I mean, even if not that, then really the time, use it for whatever that last time was you really didn't get to do and is good and you want to do. For example, do charity or do help others or whatsoever. So yeah, because you got no time to do, right? Charity, no time. But now, yeah, you can do it. And plus, please buat lagi berapa hari ni. It's Ramadan. Do it during Ramadan. People berapa banyak manifold dia punya rewards. Okay, so that's the stuff that basically I want to actually highlight, that this pandemic allows us or lets us experience all this so that we reset ourselves and we're able to set back things to be right lah, to be better. Okay, so at the end of the day, this new norm. So what's next? Okay, so as much as there's other worldly matters also, we just ask ourselves these simple questions. Okay, so has this kind of like period help us to become a better person? Okay, how are we now with our family? Better relationship? Yeah. And then to our neighbors, our friends, because we always see them, pakai mask semua kan. So our neighbors, our friends, maybe friends in need. Okay, and we also help to reach out to those people. If you haven't got the chance to do community work, just find out, and if you got the time, just help out lah. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunities. If you can't do it, really go out, then yeah lah, you can always you know, help in other means that you can, because this one is just very good to do lah. It's not apa paksaan, but it is very good to do. So even I mean, to everybody, your social circle, your colleagues and everything. So have you have a better relationship with them, or it's worse, or it's strained, or it's I mean, how? So it does this, like the pandemic, it teaches us to be something. We check back lah, because at the end of the day, it's our surroundings lah. Okay, so we want to be how should I put it? Our family we treasure most, and then also our responsibilities lah with our co-workers, etc., etc. So mashallah, so really I actually have come to an end to my talk already. So just to ponder and then step a break, and then you reset and be happy about it, be thankful to Allah about it, that Allah allows this to happen. There's so many blessings in disguise lah.